Hello and welcome, bookworms. So, this week's episode of the Consented Narrative, we're looking at Where the Bodies Are. Home is Where the Bodies Are by Jeneva Rose. Now, I know I reviewed one of her books earlier, about a month or so ago. And ironically, I bought this one before I bought The Perfect Marriage. And I'm going to say the hook line isn't even what got me. Now, anyone that knows me, anyone that's seen the books that I've read in the past, knows I'm a sucker for a good book. And like the fact that it's a video. That was the only. I didn't even look at the author. I didn't look at the title. I didn't look at the blurb. As soon as I saw that it was a video, I was like, well, I've got to get this book. I have to get this book. And this is the second book that I bought out in America. But honestly, I was just like, it's a VHS! Like, and that made me the happiest I think I've ever been. But, so, aesthetics aside, as much... And this is a Barnes & Noble's exclusive as well. So I did look on Amazon and everything, and I couldn't find it at the time that I bought it. They might be on Amazon now, but who knows? But I would definitely say if you can buy it in the video VHS one, do it. But anyway, so the hook is most home movies show happy family memories, but this one reveals a deadly secret. So you've got three siblings, and you know you've Beth, Nicole, and oh my goodness, Michael. So you've got Beth is the oldest, Nicole's the middle, and Michael's the youngest. And Beth stayed home all these years, looked after their mum. Their mum's passed away, and Michael and Nicole come home. Now, Nicole, unfortunately, was an addict. It still is an addict, is trying to sort of like beat the habit and everything. So Beth has kind of wiped her hands of her because, you know, she's been around. Michael decided to jet off into the sunset, first chance he got. And he's come back proper successful with a nice car and the money and all of that. And they're sort of sorting through the house and the contents and everything. And as they're going through it, they find a video, and the video starts off innocent enough, being like, oh, this is a day when we were all doing this and this, blah, blah, blah. Really great. And then it ends with footage of her dad and her mum with the dead body of a child that went missing years ago that they remember happening. And then it's them trying to unravel what on earth happened, because Beth is still in love with the brother of the dead child. So the brother thinks that his sister's missing. You know, they've never found the body. They don't know what's going on. And it's just this kind of like unraveling of sort of like Beth and Nicole and Michael trying to figure out what happened. At the same time, it's like repairing their relationship a little bit and building it back up, but dealing with the death of their mum. And they thought their dad had run off as well. Because he kept emailing every now and then. So they thought the dad had run off, and it was just like building that up. And oh my God, like honestly, every time sort of like, and like I guessed some of it. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like sometimes I'm like, oh, that caught me completely by surprise. Some of how it ended, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, do you know what I mean? But then some of it, I was like, oh, this is good. And honestly, the irony being that I bought this and then bought the Perfect Marriage and hadn't realised they were by the same author at the time, because again, I didn't look at the author when I bought the VHS. But the thrill of this, I will say that like it was good. It was good. It wasn't a put down, like I can't put it down and so on and so forth good, but it was good and I was really enjoying it. And I think when you find out what had happened and how that VHS had gotten, it had ended up there, and you get to the conclusion, you know, you're kind of like, you're like, oh, okay, right, my goodness. And it shocks you, but it is good. It is very good. And then you but what I love about this is like the fact that the after effects of this, of like the missing child and the dad running off, you could see how that had a separate effect on each of the children before they even found out that the child wasn't missing and was in fact dead. And it's the fact that like you don't know how you're going to react to a trauma, you don't know how you're going to react to abandonment, you don't know what you're going to do. And it's interesting to see sort of like the same three people going through the same things can go in three separate directions. One becomes an addict, one becomes incredibly successful, and one just stays at home and does the best that she can to make sure that the remaining family is okay. And it's about sort of like looking at that bonds as well. And like when someone does pass away, when you do lose someone, it's about when you're going through their life, sometimes there are surprises and secrets that you weren't aware of. But it was so good. And I would definitely say give it a go. And like if you can get it in a library, fantastic. If you can buy it paperback, hardback. But again, if you can get the VHS, get the VHS. Because it just brings me joy. It just brings me untold joy. But thank you so much for your continued support, guys. And remember to always keep it content.